Ms. Legalista here. Thank you for joining the video. A lot of times I try to talk about scams, products, things that have sort of gone awry, relationships with people who might be scammers who you're entering into contracts with. Well, one of the biggest contracts, or I should say, one of the ones that's most prevalent, is the contract that you use to purchase your vehicle. Now, you're assuming that when you purchase this vehicle, this thing is going to be safe to drive. Well, Ford has just issued a safety recall that looks like it's going to be impacting over 500,000 F-150s. Now, I love a good F-150. I think those are some of the best looking trucks. They're like those, sort of that all you can count on kind of truck. Like, I'm not a guy, but it always comes across as just like that working man's kind of truck. I'm going to go out here, I'm going to do my thing. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this. It sounds a little stereotypical, right? But it always feels like a truck, like a real truck. If you've seen some trucks, they look a little like, is that a real truck? Can that pull something? Over 500,000. I want to go to this safety recall report so that you can see it because I'm a little concerned, and I think you should be too. If you have one of these vehicles, you definitely want to take it in to have this fixed. Well, it looks like these trucks are sort of doing some things on their own. I tell you, this feels a little out of the world. That moment when you're driving your vehicle and all of a sudden you no longer have control because guess what? It has downshifted to first gear on its own. So, this is the safety recall that just got issued. As you can see, the submission date is June 14th, 2024. So, we're talking about less than a couple of weeks here. Ford Motor Company. You can see the number of potentially involved vehicles. 552,188 may have this defect. All right, so let's see what we're talking about here. It says Ford's team reviewed manufacturing records to determine the population of affected vehicles. The Ford process is capable of tracing powertrain control module calibrations to the vehicle in which the calibrations are installed. Can we just say now that I don't know anything about what I just said? So let's scroll instead down here to the description of the defect, and maybe I can actually provide some helpful information. So it says here some vehicles may experience an intermittent loss of the transmission output shaft speed sensor signal to the powertrain control module, potentially resulting in a temporary unintended downshift into first gear. So there you are driving on the highway in your Ford truck, possibly carrying some things in the bed. It says it could temporarily have this unintended, it's downshifting into first gear. Just want to make sure you understand what's going on there. It says, let's describe the description. Let's describe the description. The description of the safety risk here, depending on the vehicle's speed, that's concerning. At the time of an intermittent OSS failure, an abrupt transmission downshift to first gear could occur. A downshift to first gear without warning could result in a loss of vehicle control, increasing the risk of crash. So it says here Ford has identified various causal factors relating to this. A downshift to first gear may illuminate a malfunction indicator light. So you may get some warning here that something's about to happen. And it says the OSS signal could recover while driving and the vehicle will resume normal function. In other cases, and we're hoping that this won't be you, the vehicle may need to be stopped and restarted to regain normal transmission operation. In other words, for you to regain control of the vehicle. Let's just make sure we understand what's going on. So if this is your vehicle, a recall has been submitted. You've got the report, you've seen it. Here's the remedy. You're going to be notified by mail and instructed to take your vehicle to a Ford or Lincoln dealer to have this calibration updated. There will be no charge for this service. So I bring you this information because a lot of times I talk about products, scams, frauds, things that are going on that are wrong. But sometimes we have these instances where, hey, they find out that something is wrong and they want to fix it. They need for you to bring it in because it's a safety issue. So if you have this vehicle, if you receive this notice, make sure you follow up on the service that they are stating you need to get done. If you know of other people who also have this vehicle, then make sure you inform them too. Now, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Peace.